This is Sung, and I'm the Principal and Director of Sky Academy, and we're going to continue our journey through basic arithmetic, and we're going to look in particular at this episode at significant figures. Now, significant figures is often a concept that students really get stuck on, and oftentimes it's because it's not really explained well enough. The language that is used to explain it isn't really helpful for students. Oftentimes it leads to confusion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it my best shot at kind of trying to explain significant figures to you. Alright, so let me just explain significant figures. Significant figures are the digits within a number, that inform us of the precise value of the number and not just its magnitude as a placeholder. Okay, so for example, let's take the number 6,000. 6 is a precise digit, alright? This number has 4 digits, 6, 0, 0 and 0, right? Now this 6 is a precise digit. It tells us precisely that the number is 6,000 and something rather than 5,000 and something or 4,000 and something. So this 6 is what we call a significant figure, SF. It's a significant figure. These zeros may or may not be significant figures because we don't know whether the 0 is there to distinguish it from, say, a 1 or a 2, alright, or a 9 or a 7, or whether it's there as a placeholder within the number to help us to see that this number is 6,000 as opposed to 600. And so the significant figures tell us the precise value of a number, not just the magnitude of the number as a placeholder. Okay? I'll give you another example. The number 0.00734, right? Now, the number here, 0, right, isn't telling you the precise value of that digit. The number 0 here is just there to give the rest of the numbers its place in the number. Alright, the placeholder within the number. So the zeros here and the zeros here are to tell you that this 7 means 0.007 as opposed to 700 or 7,000 or 7 million or 7 thousandths. Right? That 7 there is significant because it's telling you that that digit is, the value of that digit is 7 as opposed to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 or 1 or 8 or 9, for example. Alright? So that is a significant figure. That is a significant figure. The 3 is a significant figure and the 4 is a significant figure. Alright? These zeros are just there to be placeholders. Right? So let me give you a couple of rules to work out significant figures, right? So, you start from the left of the number, right? So in this case, the 0, in this case, the 6, right? The first non-zero digit will be your first significant figure, right? So going left, your first non-zero digit is 6. In this particular case, your first non-zero digit is 7. That will be your first significant figure. Alright? Every digit after that will be significant. So, in this particular case, this will be a significant figure, this will be a significant figure, and this will be a significant figure. In this particular case, this will be a significant figure, this will be a significant figure, and this will be a significant figure. The 4, the 3, and the 7 will be significant. The 6, the 0, the 0, and the 0 will be significant as well. Unless, the big unless is this, unless that digit is a 0 that has been affected by rounding. So if this 0 here is 6,000 because we've rounded it up from 6,001 or 6,154, then that 0 doesn't actually tell you the precise value of the hundreds. It's there to be a placeholder, right? So, in this particular number, the zeros may or may not be significant unless we have further information, we can't tell. Okay? Whereas the 3 and the 4, because they are non-zero digits, the 3 will be significant and the 4 will be significant as well. Okay? So this one is a question mark case. We just don't know. They're either significant or they could be non-significant. We just don't know. Okay? We need more information from the question. But oftentimes with significant figures, the sort of question that will be given is to take our answer that we worked out within any sort of a problem and to round it to 3 significant figures or 2 significant figures or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to give you some practice questions here to round off into so many significant figures, and I want you to have a go at them. So I'm going to press pause, I'm going to write the questions up on the board, and then we'll go through them together. So welcome back. These are likely to be the sort of questions that you're going to be asked on significant figures. Not that significant figures will be a question in and of itself, but within a problem, it might ask you to round your answer to 2 significant figures, 3 significant figures, or whatever, okay? So, when you've got something like this, alright, what you do to round it off to 2 significant figures is you work out where your significant figures are. 7, 2, and 5 are your significant figures. Rounding it to 2 significant figures means 7 and 2 will be part of your answer. But the 2, remember, will be affected by the rounding up of this 5, all right, to 3, to 10, right? So the 5 rounds up to 10, which means the 2 rounds up to 3. So the answer will be 0.0073, and that will be your answer to 2 significant figures, to 2 sig fig, all right? Now, this answer here, while it might be to 2 significant figures, the answer here will be to 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. Yes? So 4 decimal places is different to 2 significant figures, right? But the answer will be the same. Okay, now this one here, we're rounding it to 3 significant figures. 1, 0, and 7 will be your 3 significant figures. You go to the 4th significant figure, and that determines whether everything else needs to be rounded up or whether it stays the same. 4 is less than 5, so the answer would be 1 would be significant, 0 would be significant, 7 would be significant, and it stays at 7 because it's less than 5. Everything else will be a placeholder. So we've got 1, 2, 3 digits as placeholders. They will become 0. Okay, so our answer 107439 will be 107000 as in 3 sig fig, in 3 significant figures. Let's have a look at the next one. 1.00093 in 3 significant figures. 1 will be significant, 0 would be significant, and 0 would be significant. These ones will be significant, the zeros here will be significant, and the reason why is because they lie between 1 and 9. 1 is significant, 9 is also significant, and if they lie between, they're not just placeholders, they're actually telling us the value of that digit. Okay? So, 1, 0, and 0 will be significant. This 0 here, the 0 after it, will determine whether we round this up or down. And because being 0, we won't need to round, so it's 1.00, and that's our answer to 3 sig fig. Now in this particular case, the zeros after will be significant. We know that because we know that we have rounded it up to 3 significant figures. They're not just placeholders, okay? This one here, 3 significant figures, 1, 2, 3. The number after is 4, so we don't round it down. So we don't round it up. We keep the number, the digits as 9, 6, and 5. Everything else is a placeholder, right? This will be a placeholder, this will be a placeholder, this will be a placeholder. And so as placeholders, we use the number 0, okay? So that's the number to 3 sig, fig. Now, like I said, you're likely to encounter significant figures when it comes to rounding numbers. Okay, so they're either going to ask you to round numbers to significant figures or to decimal places. In this particular case, this is rounded to 2 decimal places or 3 significant figures. This is rounded to the nearest 1,000 or 3 significant figures, and this number is rounded to the nearest 1,000 as well, or 3 significant figures. Okay, good. Well, hopefully you were able to take that all in. I'll step to the side so you can see my notes, but otherwise, thank you very much for watching.